Hello everyone, welcome to Logic Bombs, a game that I'm going to try out. It says it's a logical puzzle that looks, I don't know. It's from the Steam Store page. It sounded like some of the game was learning what the rules are, and indeed, I'm on the options menu here because we're about to reset, just so you can get the intro cinematic, if you can call it that. But this game apparently also, okay, logical systems reach logical endings. Logical puzzles are logical systems. Welcome, erroneous comma, to a realm of pure logic. I mean, I get that people put that comma there because they're like, oh, they want a dramatic pause after welcome, but like, you're just not supposed to put the comma there. I would have to pause if you just like didn't show me the next word. The comma is not necessary. Anyway, so they call it bombs. It sounds like it should be Minesweeper themed, but I don't know. And as I understand it, you learn the rules as you play. And there's never any guessing. There's no meta puzzles. You're just solving puzzles. Also, I think I'm using the Game Boy theme. They say when you buy this that the install folder includes a Game Boy ROM that you could run in a Game Boy emulator. That's pretty cool, although I'm not going to. There's an option for a more higher res kind of theme, but I actually kind of like this. So, or we could have had it be green like a Game Boy, yuck, which I do not care for. So let's get started. It seems like the sounds are very minimal, so I'm running some music for myself that you guys can't hear. As often, I suggest that you guys, if you want to listen to music, you can do it yourself. I try not to include, I never include music. I did once for when Final Fantasy came out, the Magic expansion, we played the Final Fantasy soundtrack, but normally not. Okay, so what's going on here? Row 1. Rule 1. Not row 1. Each row and column contains the stated number, I would say, not amount, of walls. Okay, so that's the margin markers say how many walls there are. So I can left mouse to place a wall, or right mouse to mark empty. So what is this? I don't know what this number means yet. But I do know... Oh, I see. Is that indicating like how many bad guys are in the row? And once I have the... Yeah, look, this number is shooting the bad guy somehow. Now it says fill all cells. I just wondered if something cool might happen if I killed the bad guys first. Can I drag? I can. Okay, thank goodness. Oh, but this is completely wrong. I got so carried away and yeah, I'm gonna mark row 0, row 1 that has all these zeros, and then oh, I'll do this, and I was like, wait a minute, there's a line from here to here. I can just kill this guy, but I don't have a row marker saying there's 0 in here, so that was erroneous. Okay. Well, on this row, there's 9 walls. Can I, mark a row finished or something? No. Okay, anyway, down here, there's 9. Here, there was only 1, so we have that. Here, there was only 1, so this is clear. Now this 8 fills this in. This isn't a wall, right? So the other 8 must be walls. There's only 2 walls in this row. We already have 3. Oh, they're doing it in a spiral for me on purpose, I think. There's only 3 non-walls here, and we have them all marked already. There's only 2 walls here, and we have them all marked already. There are 3 walls here, we have them marked. So shooting this monster seems important. I don't know the details of exactly how that works, but... Okay, we have all 3 non-walls here. We have all 4 non-walls here. Not done with this row. Yep, no, I'm not. Okay. I have all 3 walls in this area. I have all Wait, stop? Yes, I have all 3 walls here. That was correct. Here I have all 4 walls. And now I need my 4th wall. This row needs all of its last wall, and this is going to be a wall as well, right? Yes. Okay, so the monsters were shot by the things. Got it. Rule 2. Bombs burst orthogonally. All monsters must be eliminated. Yeah, okay. So is that what these are? Bombs? And the number 4... I don't know yet what it means, as far as I can tell. I see. I think it's telling me how many enemies... I mean, we don't need this clue in order to finish this level, because they haven't told us about the rule. But if I'm understanding, when I mark empty, a straight line from a bomb to an enemy, it says, okay, if this really is the solution, then this bomb will kill this enemy. But of course, I could just make something up. I could say, actually, this is all clear, right? That's clearly false, but it still shows this enemy dying to tell me, well, yeah, if that were true, the bomb would get him. So I think bombs can pass through enemies like this, right? That's what I'm getting from this marking. Okay, we have all the stuff here, or all the walls here are done. I mean, I assume these are non-walls, because otherwise I couldn't solve the puzzle, but let's not reason that way yet, because A, it's a little bit tacky to reason by solubility or uniqueness, although I don't mind personally. It's just not... It's frowned upon in many puzzling communities. But also B, I don't know all the rules yet. So I don't know. Maybe the puzzle would be solvable in some way I don't understand yet. What's a good candidate for... I guess... Okay. So... Because this bomb, like, this enemy must be killed by some bomb, and this is the only candidate. So these must be non-wall squares. Likewise here. Now this column is done. And this enemy, since this bomb can't get to it, must be killed this way. So that's true. Now this row has to be all walls in the remainder. And this does too, right? I already have the 4 non-walls, so the rest are walls. I already have all the walls in this row. I need 3 more walls here. Oh, it grays out the clues when you finish a column or row rule. Okay. I hadn't noticed that earlier. I'm not... Does it? Oh yeah, when you place the wall, sure. I need 2 walls in this column, and they're for 0, so... Done. Yeah, so it does indeed pass through the other enemies. Don't know what the deal is with those gem things yet. Teardrops or whatever. Okay, bombs hit exactly the stated number of enemies. No more, no less. Yeah, so I sort of guessed that previously, but didn't know it for sure. Now that's interesting, because this bomb, if it went up here, it would hit 2 enemies, which is impossible. So it must be hitting this one. And this one can't be hitting this one. Now who's hitting these 2? It must be you. Which means you can't go this way, so you must be hitting them. Which means you can't be going this way, which means you're hitting them. Sure. Simple enough. How big is this puzzle? 11? That means that if I have 6 and 4 filled in, the rest must all be walls. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's so. Look at the things over here, the row and edge markers that indicate like where you're pointing. They do a little flippy dance when you click a wall. Okay. Sure. Seems cool, I guess. I'm not sure about what order the enemies blew up in. It seemed like left to right, top to bottom, or the bombs blew up. Bombs must not hit gems or other bombs. Please use bombs for intended purposes. So there must be a wall there, not there. This can't be allowed to hit the other bomb. This has to go here. Can't. Now here I can't be sure. One of these is a wall, but they might not both be walls. Likewise here. But I do know this. I have all the walls in this column. And in this row. It would be nice if there were a little bit better indicators of like when... Actually, what does the other style look like? If I switch to this, would I have an easier time seeing that? Like when... I don't know. Like when that's full, fine, I can see it. But like when I do this, which I can't actually conclude this, but if I did, I would know the rest of this is walls, and there isn't a little indicator to tell me that as far as I can tell. I was hoping there might be one if I switched to this theme. Ah, here we go, this 2. Which fills in this 7. Which hopefully does something. Ah, yes, this 8 is done now. That finishes this 3. The 5 is done. So's this one. You're not yet. This 4 is done. Oh, right. Okay, I have to go back thinking about bombs. Now that I know this isn't a wall, this must be, which finishes the column, and now, of course, this has to be a wall. Now this one row is done. This 7 is not quite ready, but this 5 is done. This row needs 2 walls, and so does this. This row is done. Now this 7 needs a bomb or a wall here. There. There's a lot of puzzles. Each zone contains exactly one... Oh. Okay, so this is our new rule. What is a zone? A zone is delineated by walls. Each one has exactly one gem or whatever this is. And at least one enemy. So... Let's see, this 3 can only get exactly 3 enemies if it gets all of these. Which means it can't be allowed to get this one. This one, well, these can only be gotten by you. so they can't get this one. You have to go there. That's fine. Means you must be going there. Okay. But so now this is impossible. Okay, A, because it says 10 walls here, but B, because if this were connected, there'd be a zone with 2 gems in it, and that's not allowed. Well, they're certainly making it easy to get the zones right today, it would seem. Let's see, you're not allowed to blow up a gem. There's kind of like a crisscrossing thing going here. Like, which gem is this 4's zone in? You could sort of imagine that. Well, not that, but I did it backwards, I guess. You could imagine something like this, right? Where, oh yeah, this 4 gets to over here. That seems possible. But you could also sort of imagine one where, oh yeah, it goes like this, right? Well, that's not possible, because then this gem would be stranded. So this gem needs to get to a bomb somewhere, and if it got to this one, it would be drawing a line between these two, which would strand them. So we know this gem gets to this bomb. Not super actionable intel right now, but interesting. Actually, maybe it is actionable, because how is it going to get there? With 7 walls... Yeah, this is interesting, actually. With 7 walls in this row, it doesn't have a lot of empty space to go through. So this is one option, of course. But you could also imagine, oh, you know, what if it did this? It can't, because then the 2 gems would be connecting, right? So in fact, the only way for this gem to get to this bomb is like this. And now we have to wall this off. And at least one of these 2. And there's actually only one of these 2 is allowed because of this column. So these must be unblocked off. Now I believe we... If it's only one of these 2, this zone can kind of escape into this row. If it escapes here, a wall here is fine. Wait, what am I saying? If this is the escape area, we need a wall here. If this is the escape area, then this is necessarily a wall, and either one of these could be wall, and it would be fine. So we don't really have a proof of which of them. But we do know it's one of these 2 and one of these 2. There's no way these could both be clear. But there's only one wall in this whole row, so we know this is all clear. But that's impossible. Because then this bomb would blow up this gem. Okay, got it. So I made a mistake here. There's at least one of these as a wall, but there could be both, and indeed it is both. Because we know there's only one wall in this row, and it has to be in this area or the gem would get blown up. So these are both open, which means neither of these are allowed to escape. This column is done. This bomb can't be allowed to go there. That finishes this column. This column is done. Can't blow up a gem. This column's done, 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 done. This row was all zeros all along and I never marked it. No, this row is done. This row needs the wall. Okay, well, so far we've learned a new rule, I think, every puzzle, and they've been interesting and useful. Okay, I figured this, but I guess, as you say, it might be obvious, but it needs to be said. I don't think I used that information before, which I wasn't allowed to use, but maybe I foolishly did. So that means the total number on all the bombs must equal the total number of enemies. Is that true? I see 8 on bombs and I see 8 enemies, so at least there's not a counterexample right here. Now, this enemy can't be hit by this bomb because that would hit a gem. So it must be hit by this bomb. Who's blowing up this enemy? It can't be coming from the left. So it must be this guy, right? So it can't be you. So you gotta blow you up. And you also gotta blow this guy up. Okay. Now bombs aren't allowed to hit each other, right? Is there somewhere where it like reminds me what all the rules are? I never figured out what this button is, by the way. Oh, is that like toggling left click and right click? I see. Yes, got it. It also grays out the bomb to tell me I shouldn't use that for anything else. That's a little bit subtle for me to see, but sure. So this bomb isn't blowing this guy up. We concluded that earlier, which means it is blowing these two up. So you must be blowing this up, and you must be blowing this up, and not this. We also know each region has exactly one gem, and there is only one gem, so we can't have any cut-off regions in this puzzle. That's interesting. I'm not sure what I can do with it yet. This column rather, needs to have all walls to finish it. Now this too needs all walls, finishing this row. This 3. Now we're done with this column and this one. There's only 2 walls in this column. One of them must be here to stop this bomb from getting you, and one of them must be here to stop these bombs from getting each other. Remember, use bombs only for intended purposes. Okay, now this row is done. Right, these 2 can't be allowed to hit either. This is going to be an exciting explosion at the end. This is done. You need a mine or a wall, and so do you. Nice little sound of some combo being accrued there. Logic requires no guesswork. I need not wish you luck. What is this? This stuff in the background here. Just a reminder that like 0 means the whole column, and there's no way this is an accident. Or even just like, oh, hey, by the way, this means the whole row is 0. But they said there's no meta puzzles. So it's not like this is indicating somehow in some way I'll learn much later that like this level is connected to the next level or something. The Steam page promised no meta puzzles. So that can't be something I need to think about. Oh, look, this too necessarily hits both of these. There's nothing I can do about it. Interesting. These 2 enemies can be struck only by these 2 bombs, which completely uses up these 2 bombs when you include this enemy here. So this one can't be hit by this too. He has to be hit by this mine. Bomb, whatever. Which means you can't get this one. So you have to come from here. Ah, in fact, this whole row is done. Okay, I guess I can just do this column. I was trying to figure out whether I had to mark this to stop this gem from connecting to this one, and I think the answer was no, but I do need to mark it for this column. In fact, this whole column's done as well, so is this one. Which means I need these to connect, and anyway, that's necessary to finish this column. This row needs 3. You can't be allowed to go there. Oh, I need 3 separate regions in this area, huh? For the 3 gems or whatever they are? So you can't be allowed to get here. One of these two, at least, exactly, is a wall, which means this isn't. So this column needs to be done. These here, and I guess this connects up. Look at that. This turned into, this said less than 3, which I assume is just a heart symbol saying like you solved it. But it did that as soon as I finished. Oh, and then you can watch the step-by-step of bomb. Like it doesn't go off till I click. Very weird. Not sure why that's necessary. But see, what's up there normally is not a less than 3. It's a nothing. Yeah, click X to save and quit. I did see from the store page that every puzzle had its own save slot, so that's why I was happy to wander away earlier to demonstrate something on a different level. Okay, these are just telling me, hey, this is done. But why is it telling me that? I don't know. Now, we don't actually know which of these bombs strikes which of these guys. Because there's one wall in this row. It could be there, and then we'd be going down this way, right? Or it could be like here, and we'd be going this way and this way. We do know there's only one gem up here, and it has to connect to this monster. That's interesting. In fact, doesn't that mean this 8 can only work in one way? Maybe. I'm thinking that I need both of these to be clear. Could I do it some other way? Could I have, like, this be clear, but this a wall? And, like, here? I guess I could. No, I couldn't. Well... because, like, the wall could be here, right? And then... no, we couldn't... I don't think this works. I don't necessarily... this isn't what I... like, the easiest thing to solve at the moment. I'm sure there's something easier elsewhere in the puzzle to get, but this is interesting to me. I think you can't have walls going like this to get this region to connect up. I think you need these two. Because if there's a wall here, there has to also be a wall here in order to keep one bomb from hitting 2 enemies, I think. If this is a wall, this has to go all the way to here, which means this can't also go up there. So I would need both of these. Well, no, because couldn't I do something like this? No, because... Yeah, I could. With a wall here, right? Yeah. I think that would be possible. Okay, I'm seeing now another reason why I can't do this. But the 8 and having to have the regions connected is not the reason. Or is not the reason. Yeah. I could have done that and had the regions be connected. But I can't do it because this 1 is not allowed to hit this bomb because it would then also hit this gem, which is forbidden. So it actually has to go up here, and we have to do the thing that looked obvious, but I wanted to disprove. To prove that it had to be this way. I see. And so now we can do this. Okay, cool. So now we can do this column, several columns in fact. Okay. Now this row. Finishes up a column. Now I need a wall here to stop the gem getting blown up. That should have finished a column somewhere, I think. But I guess I'm wrong. Okay. This row is interesting though now. There's one more non-wall space. Could it be here? No, because then I'd need all walls elsewhere, and this would be disconnected with no gem. So that's a wall. The same logic applies here. If I made this a non-wall, this would have to be a wall, and that's impossible. And I believe also here, right? Yes. Great. I guess that was necessary to finish this column, and I just hadn't noticed, but that's fine. Oh, this now to make this, to cut this bomb and monster off from each other. Okay, so far I'm enjoying logic bombs. What? Hold this icon to count misplaced walls? Why would there ever be a misplaced wall? I'm not... Is this like a hint button? It sure looks like a hint button to me. I don't want that. Unless I get to a puzzle where you're going to have to tell me that, but I don't think I choose to not learn this information. Okay. There's got to be a wall here. This one has to get something which is there. This 2 has to get 2 things which are there. This 2 to get 2 things has to get these. This 1 has to reach this. This has to go all the way over there. Now y'all gotta link up. Okay, that's the monsters taken care of. 5 walls has to be these. There's only one region, so we can't ever cut things off. This column is done. So is this one. Yeah, I do wish it was a little easier to tell when a row or column was finished. either because I've filled in all the walls or because I've filled in all the non-walls. There's a little marker when you filled in all the walls, although like it being a slightly dimmer gray, I'm having a little trouble with. But the fact that it doesn't mark when I filled in all the non-walls, it's like, why wouldn't you do that for me? You're the computer. You're very good at subtraction and counting, whereas I, a poor fallible human, will occasionally have trouble. This gem has to connect up to the rest of the world, so this can't be a wall. And one of these is a non-wall, perhaps both. But they can't both be walls. Is that interesting to me? I don't know. Maybe more simple is to do this, and now this entire bottom area can be cleared out. I guess this all has to be wall. Nope. Undo. The Control Z button just okay. Oh my god. I put one too many wall there and I don't remember where it was. There we go. So that's why I turned into a less than 3. It's not a heart. It's telling me I didn't screw up. I guess. Hold this to show. Yeah, you told me. With some effort, this can be used to cheat, but that's up to you. So yeah, it's a hint button. Can't go there, gotta go there. Can't go there, gotta go there. You gotta go there. You can't go there. So you gotta go there. Can't go there, gotta go there. Gotta go there. Okay. These are still 10 by 10, right? Are they all 10 by 10? I feel like the very first tutorial level was smaller, but I think I'm imagining it. Again, only one gem. So this whole place has to connect up. Through here, apparently. Clearing that row was very powerful because it gives me all these 9s. There's only one more non-wall in each of these columns. It can't be any of this. Oh, in fact, even not knowing this clue at all, if any of these were non-walls, it would be a disconnected region, which is disallowed. This region has to be able to get all the way over here, so these can't be walls. Now, because there are 7 walls, we can fill in the columns. Likewise here. Wait. Something's wrong. Why can't that just be a wall? I think I must have miscounted the bottom row. This is a wall. This has to connect up. Okay. I'm not sure quite how I made that mistake in the bottom right. It's a little tough to back out errors when you review earlier puzzle. Yeah, I figured. Wow, there's not a lot of walls here today, huh? But these gems can't be allowed to see each other, so if either of these were non-walls, we'd be toast. And I guess we're going to have kind of a diagonal proliferation of that information. Like, there's only one wall in this whole area, and yet it has to be one of these two, or these would be connected. So all the rest of this is non-wall. Okay, maybe this was an easier way to see that. Okay, now we've got twos up here. That's sort of interesting. Ah, 3 walls here. That's got to be done. 3 walls here. Okay, so this is all wall. Cute. There are no secrets or meta puzzles. Take this as an invitation to relax. Yes, I appreciate that. I still don't know why it marked the rows at the beginning of the puzzle. Like, that's not a useful indicator. It doesn't, like, help. So why is it there? There's no easy start point here? I don't even know which way the bombs go, I don't think. Because the 4 walls could be like this, right? Oh, I do know, because there are 6 walls. I can't do this. That's impossible. There's not enough space for walls left. So we do have to go this way. Yeah, there we go. I somehow was thinking 6 meant there were 6 non-wall squares, but that's obviously wrong. Now these rows are done. And these columns. This row is all walls, and so is this one, because we added 2 more columns of non-walls. This has to be closed off. Oh, and we're done. Well, I think I can get through a whole row today, really. I'm enjoying the game. On the puzzle select screen, hold right mouse, quickly reset your solution. Okay, sure, if you insist. This is an explosive area. Where to begin? Oh, probably I should look at the numbers. I was trying to figure out which bombs are hitting which enemies, but there's so many it's not clear where you would start, so this is probably the way to go. Although, still not a lot going on. Well, okay, there's something. This column, this poor gem, how does it avoid being blown up? There's only 2 walls. There has to be one between these 2 and one in here, right? So this is not a wall. That's something, I guess. Not a lot, but it's something. There's only one wall in this area. Can't be here. Then this 2 would be unsatisfied. So that's not a wall. So it's either here, saving this guy, or in one of these cells, saving this guy. This is the first puzzle that's left me for a while, like, searching for a break-in. There's not something that logically, obviously comes next. I mean, I'm sure there is something. It just doesn't jump out at me from the markers that we have here. I mean, I think it has to be about, like, walls restricting the wall count in a row or column, restricting how a bomb can be satisfied somehow. But, like, take this 2 in the bottom center, for example. I don't think I can do much to restrict it. There's 2 walls, but it could be these 2, and then these would be its targets. Or, like, I think any set of 2 monsters that are visible to this 2, like, it could be the ones it hits. Obviously not like the outer, like, there can't be a gap. It can't be this one and this one. But it could be like these 2 if I put walls here. It could be these 2 if I put walls here. And it could be these 2 if I put walls here, so I don't think I can do much with that. This one, there's like a lot of things it could hit, and it's only allowed to actually hit one of them, I guess. Like, we can say for certain that one of these 3 squares at least is a wall, otherwise these 2 bombs would hit each other. But how helpful is that? Maybe I should be looking more at bombs hitting other bombs. I guess there's not many places that can happen. There's here as well. So, like, we know there's at least one wall in this area. But that's... I don't see another place in that row where there's at least one wall. If I could, then I could place some open squares, but I don't. Are there any monsters that I can say which bomb definitely hits them? I don't think so. Like, they all can see at least 2 bombs, I believe. I mean, the 4 row and 4 column are maybe the closest I have to constraining things, I guess. But, I mean, they're not really much of a constraint. There's still plenty of places for walls and non-walls there. Yeah, if anything, they're the least constrained, right? Ah, okay, I finally got a little something, I think. Suppose one of these were a wall. Then none of this would be a wall, and this one would hit 2 monsters. So that's not possible. These are both non-wall. Okay. That's nice. This 3... If I put a wall here, for example, it would no longer see 3 monsters. So it has to get at least this one. Okay, that's a better starting point. Likewise, this 3 has to see this monster and this one. If I cut it off from either, it doesn't have enough other monsters it can see. Okay. Now we are getting somewhere. Not sure where exactly. There's a lot of work to do, but that's an insight I had not yet had. This 2, since it's not getting this guy, must be getting both of these. So this 2 can't be getting here. It's got to be reaching all the way down there instead. This, well... No. I can't say there's a wall here because there might be one here instead. Okay, I mentioned that I'm playing some music for myself off... well, it's not off camera, right? It's just sound, but like Google... No, YouTube Music has picked something dreadful, so I had to go switch. Okay. I'm not a Spotify girly. All YouTube all the way. I'm sure there's some ups and, some positives and negatives of that choice, but that's the choice I've made. Anyway, the game. Well, since this 2 can't see here, we don't know whether it's getting this guy, but it's definitely getting this one. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's fine. This 1 is getting a monster. It's that one. That's fine. So who's getting you? It must be this 3, right? Good. Well, this 3 has 2 monsters so far. The third one is one of these 2. And this guy is also getting one of these 2. So these 2 are both accounted for, which means this 1 has to get this monster. Now we can say that this 2 has to go over here to get its monster quota, and this is a wall. And this 1 has to come up here. Now this row is done. This monster has to be shot by this mine. This bomb can't touch this monster, which finishes the row. I think we're actually finally doing it. So I just have these last 2 monsters. You have to be coming from here. You have to be coming from here. I still don't know how these 2 are disposed, but I knew it was these 2 mines. This 1 we can finally say can't go here. Before, I didn't know if this were a wall, so I couldn't have said that for sure. The last wall in this zone has to be in one of these 2 spaces. It can't be here, which does this. The last wall in this row has to be one of these 2, so it can't be either of these 2. Now you need a wall. need to be separated. The wall in this column has to be one of these two, so it can't be here. This has to be a wall to cut a monster and a mine off that are both already accounted for. This has to finish the row. No, that's not true. Could be here. The wall in this column has to be between these two somewhere, so it can't be here or here. Now I can put a wall here. And indeed, this whole column is finished. As is this row. This column must be done. Now this row is done, and this column is done, and this row is done. That finishes this column. We need a mine here, a wall here rather, and here, I guess. This column's done. This column's done, this row, this column, and this row? Yeah! Okay, that was the toughest puzzle by a mile so far. Maybe I'm not finishing a whole row today. Yeah, it's been an hour. Alright, I don't want to dive into 3 more puzzles. If I could get stuck in 3 more puzzles that are that long. But I'm enjoying this. I'll keep playing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.